Hi there, today I'm going to be making a messy card using some distress paints and stamps. So I have the Hero Arts background stamp and my distress paints, and I'm just going to take my background stamp out of the package. And I have the Seedless Preserves purple distress paint, and I'm just going to tap that off my craft sheet to get it started, and then completely cover my stamp with the paint. You just dab it on there. It works really well that way. And I'm just going to make sure every part is covered, and then I'm going to stamp it on my 110-pound Coordinations cardstock. You want a heavy cardstock since this is a really liquidy process, so when it dries it doesn't warp your paper. And peel that off and you got your nice stamped background with the distress paint. And then I have the spun sugar and the metallic silver, I believe it's called, and I'm just squirting those onto my craft sheet and then stamping my stamp right into those, and I'm just going to move it around so that the pink and the silver blend together. So I'm just going to squish it and make sure that my entire stamp is covered. And then when I stamp it down, I'm going to make sure that the circles do not line up. I want the pink and the silver offset a little bit from the purple color so that you can see both of them. And then I'm going to set that aside and let it dry completely. So I have the Lawn Fawn heart dies. They kind of zoomed in fast there. And also my sentiment from the Alleyway stamps. And I'm going to go ahead and use some Versamark ink and stamp my sentiment onto a 1-inch banner that I'll cut into a banner. And then I'm going to cover that with some Zing silver, metallic silver embossing powder. And just tap that off. And then I'm going to heat set that so that it gets all nice and shiny and metallic-y. So as you can see, I stamped that, and then I have the hearts that I cut out of white cardstock, and I'm going to press those into my VersaFine ink. They just kind of stick onto there, so I'm doing it on my craft sheet so that I can clean up the ink afterwards. And then I'm dipping it into my embossing powder, and then I'll go heat set that. I don't have a outlet by my table, so I have to make do and go heat set those somewhere else. So then I'm going to adhere my card front to my pink card base. Like I said, I'm going to cut that into the banner. And then you can see my metallic hearts that I made over there. They turn out really pretty when you cover them all with embossing powder. And I'm going to pop up that banner sentiment. Alright, and then you can see I have my metallic hearts. And I did 3 of them, but in the end I actually ended up only using 1 of them. So I'll have 2 other ones for another project someday. And I just kind of play around with them for a while until I actually decide that I only want to use 1 of them. And then I'll just use my Zig 2-way glue pen to adhere that down. And it's kind of a simple card, but the distress paint makes it a fun card. So thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.